We are going to talk about our Hidden Heroes project and what to put on the cape, what to include, and how to take notes from informational text that's pretty difficult to read. This is the document that you need to take notes on. We gave you one copy in your packet pickup so you could take notes in handwriting, and I will show you how I did that, or you can type into this document. Here's what's required. You must include 4 or more of the following symbols in your report. This symbol in your report is the big idea of the impact your person made. A house will give the reader context. Where and what time frame were they from? Where did they make their impact? A quote, something to remember them by. Hopefully you can find a quote from your person. A flower, a growing flower, will be the influences or mentors of who influenced your hero. A warning sign will be the sacrifices or risks they made when they stood up and made a difference. A light bulb is, what do you want the reader to remember this person for? And then this is one of my favorites. You're going to create your own symbol that represents your hero. And why does it represent them? And for me, I'll show you how I incorporate a symbol for Minnijean and put it on my cape. So now that I know who I'm going to research, Minnijean Brown, I need to look into some articles and find out more information for her so I can fill out my notes and then make my cape. So let's look into some sites together, and then I'm going to write some notes about her. So I'm going to start at ProQuest. So in ProQuest, I'm going to open up the e-library. Anger, but sorrow. Minnijean Brown Trickey remembers the Little Rock crisis. When I see an article like this, it's quite long. And obviously, all of these details are not something that I'm going to take notes on. But what I can do is look and see if there's some information that I can get out of here and put into my notes. So let's read a couple of the sentences. Minnijean was one of the Little Rock Nine who integrated Central High School in 1957. I'm going to pause there. Right there is a main idea of who she is and what a great place to. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our article and see what else we can learn about her. Targeted by segregationist students because she would respond to their taunting, she spilled chili on a group of white boys in December and was finally expelled in February 1958, allegedly for calling a girl white trash. Remember, we read that in the article, guys. This resulted in an image of Brown as the angriest of the Little Rock Nine, even among those sympathetic to her plight. Vice Principal wrote, "It was not volatile, natural Minnijean that was our problem. It was just that she and our impossible situation would not mix." Wow. Wow, that really resonated with me. Now, scrolling down the article, I don't really see a lot of extra information. So I'm going to copy the URL, make sure it's in my works cited in my Hidden Black Heroes document, paste the URL. Also remember to paste the title so that we know where you got the information. You paste without formatting, it will make it so not so big. It goes to these headings when I read an informational article, and then I find some facts in here. I'm going to scroll down. Specifically, my eye goes to here because this is a notice on an informational article. I'm not necessarily reading every single word. Sometimes you do. Sometimes on a big long one, you just kind of go to the different areas and see if you learn some facts from it. Inside the school, I'm interested in that. It might give me a little bit more about what they risked. The Little Rock Nine had assigned guards to walk them from class to class. The guards could not accompany the students inside the classrooms, bathrooms, or locker rooms. They would stand outside the classrooms during class time. In spite of this, the Little Rock Nine endured verbal and physical attacks from some of their classmates throughout the year. Wow. Oh, Minnijean Brown, let's see. One of the Little Rock Nine was suspended in December for dropping chili. We just read that in the other article. She was later expelled. So let's go back to our note-taking template and write some notes because we learned about this Minnijean, some facts about her. So let's write some notes now. And they can just be in bullet point fashion. I write dashes. You can decide what you do in yours. I don't know more about mentors. Let's look into another article for that. When I go back into ProQuest and I know that I clicked on that article, I don't necessarily want to go into that same article, but I did want to remind you that when you go into an article and you find something, and you scroll down, at the bottom, when you scroll down, there are some related documents to this one. And so I'm a little curious if some of these might help us. And this one rings a bell, The Legacy of Daisy Bates. My eye is gonna scroll down to see if I can find where it might say either Little Rock 9 or Minnijean. You don't need to read this entire article. It's not gonna all be pertinent to our report. Black women often engaged in the same resistance and protest activities as men, but in the case of Daisy Bates and her contemporary Rosa Parks, their roles were accentuated by the very fact of their womanhood. The fact that they were women and fighting for their rights was a huge deal then. They didn't have the same rights as men back then. They're often called the mother of the modern civil rights movement. That's important, but we're still not saying anything about Little Rock 9. Oh, here we go, Little Rock School Board. Let's look at this paragraph. In Arkansas, it was Daisy Bates and the NAACP who took a leading role in efforts to force authorities to make good on the promise of Brown. Brown versus Board of Education is the law that passed that said it's illegal to segregate. Daisy Bates came to the fore once again, becoming a spokesperson for and advisor to the students and personally taking responsibility for their physical safety. Wow. She helped Little Rock's Black community to make desegregation an eventual success despite numerous obstacles. Copy the title. Go back to this hidden hero, and I might just click on one of these links just to see if Minnijean is here. Minnijean Brown. It looks like they do have an article about her, so I'm going to click on that. It is specifically about Little Rock 9, but I'm going to scroll down. Just like the other ones before, I'm going to look at the headings and see if I see something. You know, one thing I missed on my note take is the Brown versus Board of Education was the law that made segregation in schools unconstitutional. And I'm just not seeing that here. So I'm going to put it in the section, what do you want the reader to remember this for? I'm going to the Brown versus Board of Education in there just to make sure I include that in my CAPE. And even though this is about all of the Little Rock 9, oh, there's the Daisy Bates. There's Minnijean Brown. I'm looking specifically for a quote. Soldiers protected them. The racial tension got worse in the coming years. That would be part of the sacrifice. Their bravery gave other students the courage to press forward in the years to come. Wow, that is a stunning. I have to include that. That's just so well said. Even though it doesn't quite fit in this category, I'm going to put it there. And so it says, back to the article and see if we can find any more facts. Still not helpful. And so when I come across something like that I can't find, I'm going to say Brown and click enter. Be very careful when you find something like this that's here. That doesn't mean that it's something I can quote. I need to go into the website. Google is a search engine that shows you websites. So you need to make sure that you click on a website, specifically not ones that end on .com. You're going to want to find something that's .org. This possibly could be Women in Peace. I'm going to click on that website. It's going to open up a new website, and I'm going to scroll down. There she is. I'm going to see if I can find a quote. The general feeling was if she, Rosa Parks, could do it, we could do it. So she was really a heroine to us. She was an ordinary woman, and we were ordinary kids, and it seems we had a relationship. not only a quote, but also her influence. So influence, we're going to put Rosa Parks, and the quote. That's going to take me a minute to write. So now I just need to create a symbol, and then I can start my cape because my notes will be complete. So I know that she made a difference in education, specifically in integrated education. So I want to make some kind of circle on my cape because I think good in the middle of the cape, and then possibly like a maybe like a graduation cap. This is just like a rough drawing, maybe something like that. And then, man, I want to show hands together possibly. So maybe like holding hands, like a, maybe not quite like that, but, and how does it represent them? I would just put integrated education. I know that's what I want a symbol for. I might kind of adjust that as I go on the cape. I like to write notes in pen because, I don't know, notes don't have to be perfect. So I don't need to be able to erase my notes. So that is my notes. I'm checking all my sections. I have that. I have all 4 on the back. The symbol, I finally got the context all done, and that found that great quote by Googling it. So that is how to take notes on your hidden hero. Next up is how to make the cape.